Okay, let's do something a little different today. I've been cleaning up a bit around here, and I found I found that I've amassed an interesting collection of weird plush toys or stuffed animals or whatever you want to call them, and I've gotten them from various locations. We'll talk more about that in a minute, but that would be fun to take a look at some of these and show off some of the weird stuff that I have amassed over many years. And when I say many years, I mean many years, because let's start off with something from my childhood. This guy. This is a toy I had as a kid. It's called, as you can see here on the thing, if this will show up right. This is from a toy line called Rascals, made by Matchbox in 1986. I actually found this guy flattened inside of a bin inside our storage, and I'm actually quite amazed how well he's held up over the years, especially considering he was flattened for God knows how long, but there he is, looking pretty good. So the deal with these guys right here is you see he has a tongue sticking out right there. You squeeze him and he goes, and he blows a raspberry, and that's a raspberry, not a fart. Comes out of his mouth with his tongue. Yeah, so there was a whole line of these I remember, but I only had the one. It was very interesting. There was a lot of monster-related stuff from the 80s. I happened to notice even a lot of the stuff meant for younger children. Not really sure what sparked it. Maybe Star Wars or like Jim Henson stuff or anything. But yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. And I actually noticed. I never noticed these before. He has a little bit of detail on him. He has little blushy cheeks. And he's got a little string hanging off of his nose. I should probably cut that. But yeah, he's pretty cool, especially considering how old he is. He's held up very well, and he's going to go back on my shelf as soon as I'm done here. Okay, so speaking of other weird stuff, speaking of Jim Henson's, actually, I also found this. This guy right here. This is from a toy line called Farce Wars. The Phantom Meanies. Yes, this is actually a parody of Star Wars, specifically Star Wars Episode 1. Anteater Dirt Walker. So obviously he's supposed to be Anakin Skywalker. And then all this stuff down here that I actually have no idea what any of this is supposed to mean. I can't get it out of my head, said Anteater with feelings of dread. The menace is hot. But the matter of the plot, by episode 6, I'll be dead. Spoilers. Also, what's interesting about these here is they're limited edition and they're numbered. This is out of 25,000, so only 25,000 of these exist. I actually don't know where I got this. I feel like I won this out of a crane machine or something. But I don't remember. He's just kind of always been sitting in my room, and obviously since see if we could see a date on here. Obviously 1999. I guess that was the same year episode 1 came out. It's a very very well put together toy. He's got bean bags. He's a plush toy holding another plush toy. How's that for a meta image? And he's kind of cool. I really like him. He does remind me of something like from Jim Henson's workshop. Like maybe he looks like a character you'd see on like Fraggle Rock or something. Yeah, he's got a little backpack. Oh no, he fell, and that's. There we go. Every video I have to drop something. I'm making it a point to do that. But yeah, he's pretty cool. I like him. I like him a lot. I don't know if he's like worth anything, seeing as how they were, limited edition. I know there are other ones. I've seen them online, but whatever. He's cool. I'm not gonna. Not that I'm gonna sell him or anything. I kind of like him, so he's gonna go back on the shelf with the Rascal. Okay, so now let's look at something really hilarious. This right here. So here's something I know I won out of a crane machine. And he's got a little thing right there. Let's get rid of that. Before I before I explain what this is, I should mention I'm actually really good at crane machines. I that's kind of how I acquire a lot of these things. I don't know. I've just been playing them my whole life, and I'm really good at them. Although sometimes it's impossible to be good at crane machines because they're usually rigged, or sometimes the crane mechanism isn't very good. But under the right circumstances, I can usually clean up in a crane machine. And yeah, that's how I get a lot of my stuff. And a lot of stuffed animals do end up piling up in my house, and I'll usually either donate them around Christmas time, or if they're worth something, I'll sell them on eBay. But this one in particular I've held on to because, yes, this is supposed to be the Incredible Hulk. As you can see here, this is officially licensed by Marvel out of a Sega machine. I probably got this out of a UFO catcher or something, or maybe one of the other ones. But yeah, this a lot of times stuff like this is exclusive to crane machines, which is kind of cool because you can find all kinds of weird stuff, and you'll see more in a minute. So yeah, this is Marvel Superheroes, officially licensed. Let's get a good look at this right here. These are from the Marvel Round Bottom series 1 actually. So apparently there are more of these. I remember looking this up online when I first found it, and there were a bunch of other different ones. I know there was like Spider-Man and a bunch of them. But I absolutely love this thing because just look at it. Look how stupid it looks. Look at those eyes, how far apart they are, and that like almost angry but more like I'm in pain of my own horrible existence smile to it. Yeah, this is another one that's kind of been sitting on the shelf for a while. I actually keep a lot of these above the DVD shelves that you see me sitting in front of, but unfortunately they're so high up they never appear on camera. But I love it. As soon as I bought this, like I didn't buy it. I won it actually. As soon as I won this, I knew this is something I was going to keep forever just because of how weird it was. But here's the best part about this, okay? Just when you think this couldn't get any more hilarious, I found out that the hairline can actually go back. And now it's male pattern baldness Hulk in some weird deformed body, and I don't even know what to say about this. This is just so I just love it. Yeah, I don't know what to say. So why don't we go ahead and move on to another superhero. This is actually something I won recently at a Walmart. Not as hilarious, but hilarious in its own way. Harley Quinn from the DC Super Friends line. Apparently they're bringing back the Super Friends franchise, I guess, as long as they don't have those two teenagers in it. Yeah, from Toy Factory. There you go. This is again. I think this is another exclusive thing from Crane Machines, but it just she looks so weird in this like super deformed body. Let's see if we see anything interesting on the tags here. Toy Factory. A bunch of different languages, so apparently this can be found in other countries. Place of manufacture, China, of course. Let's see if it says anything interesting on the back here. Not recommended for children under 3 years of age, probably because they would be horrified at the fact that Harley Quinn is in this ridiculous pose. Also, I don't think 3-year-olds should know who Harley Quinn is. I don't think Harley Quinn should be in children's toys because, you know who Harley Quinn is. So, yeah. But anyway, let's look at this one. Here's another recent thing that I found in a crane machine. I won this one at a Kmart actually, and being it's the Halloween season, you're gonna see. That's one thing I love about crane machines. Like they're usually loaded up for the season. Like you'll see Christmas stuff, Valentine's Day stuff. The Halloween stuff, of course, is always the best. And here's one thing that I won recently. This is a zombie cat from the Scaredy Cats series. Oh, look how adorable that is. This one actually took me 2 tries to win, but I think just from the visual of the zombie cat, it's well worth it. Unfortunately, I've noticed that these don't really stand up as well. I mean, he's doing fine right there, but you kind of have to manipulate the legs to get him to stand upright. But there you see he's got a little bit of brain exposed, got some scratches and a nice chunk taken out. You can see his rib cage, but no internal organs. Probably got in a fight with a zombie dog somewhere. What is cool is that there's other ones in the series here. You can get collect all 6. You got a witch cat, which makes sense. You got a devil cat, which seems redundant. The skeleton cat looks kind of cool. I actually tried to get that one as well. There's the zombie cat. There's a vampire cat, and then weirdly enough, they have a candy corn cat. Yes, it's Halloween themed, but next to all the rest of these, it seems a little strange. I mean, could they have not come up with another type of cat? They had to go with candy corn. I mean, like Frankenstein cat, or I don't know, anything but candy corn. Maybe a pumpkin themed cat. Maybe give him a little pumpkin hat or something. Did they have to go with candy corn? Really? It was zombie cat and devil cat and then candy corn cat. He's goofy. Anyway, here's something I've noticed in a lot of crane machine stuff that I went at a crane machines. They usually have like this scratch off thing for like a website. And you can like redeem points or something for other prizes. I actually did take a look at this website, gamergreen.com, and honestly, there really wasn't much interesting on there, so I didn't bother trying out. I do remember winning other stuff that had scratch off things on it, but they're long gone by this point, I think. Yeah, it's not really worth it. Just why bother? I mean, you win something great like a zombie cat. This it looks like something that came out of the Pet Cemetery, the movie, not the actual. Well, you know what I mean. But yeah, this is a really cool thing for Halloween. Gonna go around see if I can find any other cool stuff in the crane machines for Halloween. So, excuse me, but I do have one more thing I want to show, and it's really cool. So, not too long ago, I took a trip to St. Augustine, Florida, and I visited Ripley's Believe It or Not. That's up there. That's the first Ripley's Believe It or Not, and it's haunted apparently, but that's if you believe in that kind of thing. They actually, in the tour of the mansion, in the museum rather. There is actually a crane machine towards the end, and they had a whole bunch of like stuffed animals in there, of like famous Ripley's Believe It or Not animals, like they had like the 2-headed goat and like a 2-tailed rat and everything. I did try to play it, but unfortunately it was one of those machines that made it kind of difficult because it was the kind where you have to like spin the claw as it's coming down, and it didn't really grip properly, but whatever. Eventually I gave up before I wasted all my money, and thankfully they had the same animals available in the gift shop, So I decided to pick my favorite one, and here he is, the two-headed bunny rabbit. This is Ripley's Aquariums, which I find kind of interesting. Didn't know Ripley's had aquariums. I should look into that. But yeah, this is this is so adorable. I absolutely loved it. I named it Philbert. This is Phil and this is Bert. So, you know, from the neck down, it's nothing really special. It feels like any other stuffed animal rabbit, but of course he has two heads, and I like how well the two heads are incorporated onto it. They don't feel like, I mean, the ears kind of get in the way with each other, but it looks very nice for something this strange. I actually I love this thing so much that I want to try and like work him into videos. Like, I want to try and turn this into my mascot or something. Just the two-headed bunny rabbit. It's just so strange. But I have no idea how I'm gonna do that. But yeah, oh, I love him so much. Well, that's all the stuff I got for now. This was kind of an interesting video. I'm sure it won't be the last of its kind with my crane machine habit. I tend to accumulate all kinds of weird stuff like this. Sometimes I keep them, sometimes I find them a nice home, but if I get a lot of other weird stuff, I'll be sure to do another video about it. So leave a comment below, let me know what you think, and let me know which one of these was your favorite.